Well, hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I am Cody Montarbo, the founder of Montarbo Skincare, always here to help you have the most healthy, glowing, and gorgeous skin regardless of your age, concern, or budget. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you love this video, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a subscribe, girl. And thank you for all of you who have been here a minute with me. YouTube is my home. This is where I started. This is where all the magic was created, and I have no intention on leaving. I am going to be coming out with a lot of content this year on YouTube because I love the short form content, and it's great, and we're not stopping that on our TikToks, our Instagrams and stuff. Are you following us there? I'm not sure. You can follow us, links below. But this kind of content that's a little longer and I feel like we get to really connect is what I'm excited about in 2023. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do that and to be able to share my ideas. And, you know, I've been kind of really holding back from you because I've just been afraid that I don't have enough to share, or that I can only share one thing so that you like me, or you don't think I'm just trying to scam you into buying a product. That's been a fear of mine. I hate that feeling of like people thinking, oh, he's just trying to sell me a product. I never try to do that, and I always try to just share a whole bunch of tips. And so the thing I wanted to talk about today is mental health, because I have had an issue with mental health my whole life, and I have definitely struggled with it, and I don't want to share my struggle. I want to share my success. So that's what I try to do, is I don't try to get online and be in my suffering and have you connect with me on my suffering level. I want to be bigger and better than that. By the time I get online, I can share the journey, the process, what I did, what I'm doing, so that I can add value and I can be the solution versus the problem, which is like meeting people in their pain isn't always helpful, because yeah, we get to connect and we get to talk about it, but at the same time, the truth is the pain that we're dealing with today emotionally about ourselves, the way we think about ourselves, the way we judge ourselves, the anxiety, the depression, all of those things are really, I think, misunderstood in our normal society. And so I'm going to share a little bit of my journey, my process, what I've been doing, and if you relate to this, please, I'm going to be talking about this a lot more. Mental health is just something that I feel like we're missing the mark in our society about. We tell people, oh yeah, like one thing, when you're down and you're depressed, reach out. That's so stupid to tell somebody. Nobody is going to call you when you're depressed, okay? When you're depressed and you're ready to end your life, calling somebody is the last thing. So we have a very old, archaic way that we offer help. And I think we sometimes just say those kind of things so we make somebody feel better in the moment, and that we tell them, like, we care about you when you need my help, just reach out. But the issue is nobody's going to reach out when they're down, right? So maybe you can relate to feeling just depressed about your age or your life situation or your skin. I have often felt depressed about myself, meaning who I am as a person, that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not smart, I'm not successful. And a lot of that is coming from childhood and how I grew up. As you know, if you've been here a minute, I was on drugs as a little kid, like super little, smoking pot at 5. My parents were a mess, both on drugs, alcoholics, lots of abuse, in and out of foster homes, smoking crack cocaine at 12. I wrote my first suicide letter at 6. That's not normal, you know, and I think it was because I just didn't feel loved. I didn't feel appreciated as a kid. And so what I realized today, though, is that all of those things are what I thought was wrong with me, and I'm learning that actually that's what's right with me. Me feeling anxious and depressed is actually something that's right with me, not something that's wrong with me. And I don't know if anybody's ever told you that, but somebody told me that recently, and that really changed my life, to realize that actually the thing that I think is negative about myself, that I shouldn't be feeling, that depression, that anxiety, that worry, that obsession, is actually what's right with me. It tells me I have an amazing mind, and it also means that we are amazing enough to have awareness to realize how I feel is not how I want to feel. I feel something is off. Most people are just the off feeling. They're just depressed. They're just anxious. They're living that. They're being that. They're reacting to that. So if you're a person that's aware that, hey, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling down, I'm not feeling like myself, that's amazing. That means you're fucking brilliant. It means that you have enough awareness to know that something is off, and to give yourself credit for your awareness instead of beating yourself up over it. So what if your depression actually was a good thing, and it's a gift to show you something? It's a gift to show you where you're thinking and believing and feeling about yourself, and to do the work. But the thing is that we got to do the work, and the work is not enough to just go, oh, well, you know, I'll get to it later, or I'll just think positive thoughts, or do my mantras. Some of that stuff can help, but that doesn't get to some of us who have those real core feelings about depression and who we are and how we're unworthy and not good enough as human beings. And so I think too, you know, like for myself, I was really struggling last year because Everything that happened with COVID, I felt like it was out of my control. I'm trying to run this business, and I had so many things happen that I couldn't control, and it really triggered everything in me. It triggered me feeling like an absolute inadequate esthetician, business owner. Like, please, bitch, your dreams are not gonna happen. Like, it just brought up a lot of darkness in me. And so I want to just say that actually it's in the darkness that we find the light. It's in the darkness that we find the gold. And what we're not allowing ourselves to be is often what will kill us. So not allowing ourselves to feel down, or to not appear perfect, to not feel vulnerable enough to share our stories so that we don't feel shame. That is what is driving a lot of the momentum that keeps that depression and that anxiety going. It's the fear that I can't talk about it. It's the thought that I shouldn't be feeling this. I should know better. I've done the work. Why am I still feeling like this? I'm on medicine. I'm still not getting better. All of that are judgments, and those judgments are what keep the momentum of that depression and anxiety alive. I think a lot of our anxiety too just has to do with, because we're so brilliant and we're so amazing, and our mind can think of so many things, and it wants to create so many things, and we want to do so many things, that we become a slave to it, and the mind just takes us for a ride, and so now we can't control it. And our job is to be able to control this ride. We are like a vehicle, and we need to be able to control that vehicle on the road going at 100 miles an hour. And a lot of us haven't learned the tools. I know I didn't, to really navigate and to steer that car so that you don't bang into someone or get into an accident, right? So, I just feel that, like last year with what I was experiencing with myself, it was really me causing it. I was looking at problems in my life and the things that would instantly cause me anxiety, instead of looking at what was right, instead of looking at what's good about where I'm at, what I've learned, the gifts in it. I just have a habit of sometimes, like, right, can you relate? Like, everything's going right your whole life, and then it's like, yeah, but not this one thing. And so I'm going to focus on that until I beat it into submission so that I feel better. And it's like, that doesn't really work. Of course, it's good to know how you feel and how you don't want to feel on something if you're feeling pain. But the constant talking about it, the constant entertaining people about it, the constant pointing it out, the constant telling yourself, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, is what part of the problem is. It's continuing to keep the motivation or that momentum going of depression and anxiety. And what you're really saying when you're saying I shouldn't be depressed or I shouldn't be anxious is that you're saying I shouldn't be how I am, which is how I'm feeling. And that is really important to understand, that we have to have love and compassion for ourselves like we would a child or a puppy, to give that love like we would to a child or a puppy to ourselves, and to have compassion for how we're feeling and what we're going through. And to know and to trust that we're also going to be fine, and we're going to get through it, and that everything you've ever struggled with before has become what you are successful with today. So the very things that we think we shouldn't be and we shouldn't feel and we shouldn't share, shouldn't be depressed, shouldn't be anxious, are the very things that we should be talking about in a way that is positive, that will allow other people to connect with you, not in your pain, but in your solution. Like the other day, I just shared this with a client that I was struggling with depression. She said, "You? I can't believe it, because I'm a good actor, bitch. I'm a liar. I can act very well that I'm okay." And that's part of the problem too. It's not being real, not being vulnerable, not being raw, and not sharing my truth, even to my partner. Like, and he knows, like, something's not right. I'm like, oh, everything's fine, right? So anyway, I don't know if I just rambled on today, but I wanted to be honest and vulnerable and share a little bit of my process, and to just invite you to the idea that maybe your depression is actually a good thing. It's a gift, and it's showing you something is going on inside, and that you're thinking a lie. You're thinking thoughts that aren't true. And how you know that is because you're feeling heavy, you're feeling down, you're feeling low. So it means that something up here is going and running that is trying to make you believe that you are a person that is whatever. So I'll be talking more about these topics and techniques and tools, and one of the things I'll leave you with that has really helped me if you are feeling down is to just... Okay, I'm going to share this story with you, even though I'm kind of running out of time. It's important because when a couple years ago, I was on vacation with my partner, and I almost killed myself in Hawaii on vacation, and I have not told anyone that except people very close to me, and I couldn't believe it was happening because I'm on vacation. I'm in Hawaii, where I was born and raised, and it just hit me. Like, it came out of the blue, and I think I just got, every time I go home, all of my issues of childhood come up, and I didn't have the space or the knowledge of how to handle it. And so it got really dark and really sad, and nothing was helping. None of my tools, none of my techniques, and I wasn't going to call anybody. And I locked myself in the bathroom. Like, there's a lot to this story. But anyhow, I made it through. And how I made it through was from one thought. Because I was so upset that I was feeling depressed, especially on vacation, especially around my partner's birthday. I just felt so bad, so ashamed. I couldn't believe this was happening. After being in the room and figuring out how I was going to do it and all that, the thought came to me that, what if I just allowed myself to feel depressed? I was like, what? And immediately I felt better. What if it was okay that I was just depressed today? Just giving myself permission to be where I'm at changed everything, and I was able to open the door and get out of the room. And I think there's something special about that, having compassion for yourself in a time of darkness when you feel down, to just love yourself anyway and allow yourself to be, all right, bitch, I'm depressed today, or I'm feeling depressed, or I'm experiencing some down energy, right? I think that's a really powerful thing that you can use if you're feeling down. Just give yourself some credit. Be kinder. Be more loving to yourself. It's okay, babe, if you're feeling down. Whatever you're feeling down by will change if you really want it to. So, I think that what I learned most from being depressed is how brilliant I am. That I can go so low and I can go very high. And I've always been judged about that, or thought I was being judged, that I'm just crazy, I'm manic, I'm bipolar, right? You hear that a lot. Oh, she bipolar, she crazy, she's schizo. I'm schizo, I'm crazy. It doesn't matter. I'm going to love myself anyway and appreciate myself anyway. And leaning into allowing yourself to be who you are, or who you've told you couldn't be, or who you don't think you can be because society's telling you that's not okay. If you just actually lean into that and allow yourself to be that, and to feel that, and to express that, and to share that, it will change everything for you. So I invite you, this is a safe place for that here on this channel. If you need to reach out with more help or guidance, feel free to email me at info@montarboskincare.com. And just to know that you are loved, that you are brilliant, you are perfect, you're going to figure this out. Any thoughts of anxiety or depression that are happening for you are a sign and an indication that something inside is trying to get your attention. And that's amazing that you're present and aware enough to feel that, and to know that you want to feel different, and that you're a person that's willing to do whatever it takes to feel different and better. So give yourself credit. You're brilliant, you're amazing, and you're beautiful. And I can't thank you enough for allowing me to feel comfortable and vulnerable enough with you to share my truth, my process, and to know that what I'm going to do differently is to stop talking about my story on why, all the reasons I'm depressed, and start talking about all the possibilities, all the success, all my current success, who I am, what I've done, where I'm going, what I want, and keep my mind focused on solution, on possibility, and on the truth versus the lie. And the lie is that, what's the lie? The lie is I'm not good enough. The lie is I'm not strong enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not young enough. I'm not smart enough. Whatever. That's the lie. Anytime you feel heavy and down from something you're thinking, it means it's a lie. And it's usually not even your lie. It's your mother's, your father's, society's, teachers, media's. It's not your truth. That's why it feels so bad. So, I love you. Have a beautiful day. Feel free to comment below. And I'll see you soon in a new video. Bye.